everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? And we are here with the 7th anniversary. It has begun. We have got a new story event in Astrum, and we have got our first new character here, which is the Labarista Alpha. Today we're going to have a look at the story event because it is a little bit new and a bit of a revamp, but I am pretty sure everybody wants to know about the Alpha Labarista. We're going to have a little bit of a talk about her. We'll be doing a dedicated video on her in a day or so. But in a nutshell, she is a water magical character. She is basically the prefest Misora, but just better. She has got a triple instance magical attack on her union base. She is boosting TP for the team. She's boosting magical attack for the team. She's lowering the magical defense of the opponent, and she has got big attack buffs and TP buffs to herself. One thing though that I will note is they're trying to, and this is a little bit annoying, trying to lock these characters to one element. She has got some aspects in it where she is locked to water element, where she only gives her magical attack buff or part of the magical attack buff to water element characters, which is a little bit annoying. Maybe they are trying to get us off using characters off element, but there we go. That is the Labarista in a nutshell. We'll skip this now. We'll go in and have a look at the story event. We'll look at Labarista in detail in an upcoming video. So here we go. This is the new story event that we've got here, and it looks a bit different to what it did before. On the whole, I don't think it is much different to what we've had before, but we're going to go over here and have a little look and see what the differences are, and take a look at some of this information here. So if my mouse will work again, we're going over here. We've got some details here. As we can see here, the new story event is up, and if we're going to look at the event periods here, it is going to be a 2-part story event. Part 2 is going to be released on the 6th of February, so bear that in mind. We're going to have some more duels, some more ways of grinding out tickets in the event, and different bosses it looks like. It also says somewhere down here, here the reward receipt period. Unlike previous, we'll mention previous story events where you could use tickets in the event reward gotcha. After the event had ended, it's not going to be like that anymore. So make sure you use up all your tickets before it all goes away, which is going to be the 23rd of February. So let's jump back over then into the game and have a look at this. So new layout. Down here is where we got our quest modes. So it is a little bit different to what it was before. We don't have a map to run along with our little sprite and take on these normal modes anymore. We have got 10 of them here, like we had been having, but we've only got 3 hard modes. And if you go look at the hard modes here, we see they're not dropping any shards of characters, we're not dropping any boss tickets either. We do not need boss tickets to take on the bosses. We only need to go over here to take on the bosses. Now to unlock this first boss, you need to have watched story number 2. Now the story, as we can see, is on the right here with Labarista, like it was before. So I went through here, quickly read up to story 2 here. That unlocks the boss battles. We do have more stories here with more duels to continue reading. Let's say read the story first because it might be a bit of a spoiler for the bosses. So we've seen the story, we've seen the events. Now we can go in then and we can take on the bosses because these bosses are a little bit different. So what have we got over here in the news? What is it coming up with the news next? Next it's telling us we've got over quests, boss battles. Now like we had before, in the old story events, there was a normal and there was a hard. Then we got to the specials and the EX pluses. Looks like we've only got a scenario boss, which is just like the old hard boss. We don't need tickets to take these on anymore. We can just fight them once we've unlocked them, and we only seemingly get our rewards once from these here. As we can see, if we go back into the game, if we can go back into the game, if my mouse doesn't like double clicking on its own, we can see here, to take on the scenario, these are the rewards we get. We're getting some of these gotcha tickets here, a few jewels like we did, and another difference here, we have got some support characters here, which have been boosted. There are some scenario characters that are boosted. If we look back over here, it will say somewhere along here. Where are we? It is at the bottom. But certain characters here have got advanced effects. We can check this by selecting the information button. Well, look at the information button, there wasn't anything there. So I'm going to assume then that these support characters here are characters that have a bit of a boost in here. And if we go in here, they have all been kind of given to us here for free to borrow. And if we can take off our team, thank you, we can pick a whole team of 5 of these if you wanted to. I don't think this is going to get you very far, but what they have got here is the new Labarista. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take on this boss with the new Labarista. So I'm going to try to make a water magical team. I'm going to see how it does. Hopefully it is not going to do too bad. We already have a tank for this. Maybe Yui, Summer Yui, where is she? Let's see how this does. We'll beat this boss and then we can have a look at the special bosses after that. Let's just run it on full set here. Thank you for the story. And that's hopefully not too loud. Hopefully we can take this boss out quite easily. I'm not expecting this one to be too difficult. It is just like the hard boss. It is level 200, but we have got some pretty strong characters here in this water team. And we're giving a little look at the new Labarista. Like I said, she's a very good character. Highly likely that we're going to be doing summons for her. This anniversary is going to be painful. Lots of new characters that are going to be ones that you want. Hopefully we get free pulls this anniversary on some of them. Fingers crossed for some good luck. Anyway, there we go. That wasn't too difficult at all. Being beaten there with this team. As we see here, Labarista is doing some good damage on the team. She is one of the better DPSs, which is good for this water magical team. Anyway, we'll talk about Labarista in detail in another video. So as we can see here, we've got our jewels, we've got some more tickets for the gotcha. We're going to go over and have a look at that gotcha soon in a minute as well. I wanted to skip this. So, now we have beaten this first boss, we can go on and we can take on the special and the special plus once they're finished talking to us. And Karen has finished talking to us. Oh, they're making himself an even stronger boss. Right, yes, Karen. Thank you, Karen. So let's have a look here at this special boss. Again, we're getting tickets. We're getting a few jewels. And do we have the characters to borrow again? We don't have the special characters to borrow again in this. So, and we can't borrow characters from our friends either. So, we're going to have to come back another time and take on these bosses here. But again, these are going to give us tickets for the gotcha. So, let's jump over back into the news. Next, it's going to tell us about the reward voucher exchange. Now, very, very simple, like it was before. This is down here for our reward gotcha. Same as it was always. Looks like if we go in here, we can do all at once, which might be handy to get rid of these tickets to take on these lineups. So as we can see here, we're not getting shards of a character either, or completing these laps. We're also getting jewels. I don't think there's anybody out there that's going to complain about that. We'd rather have jewels than shards for a character that we're probably not going to need. And we see here there's two masterpieces. This is because this is the rewards for part 1 and part 2. You can also note there's a lot of these tickets that we're going to need to complete these laps. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about that. When part 2 drops, we are going to be getting more ways to get these tickets, more events to grind, and we're also going to get tickets from these missions as well. So we've got daily missions here, jumping in and doing the quest mode once will give us 10 tickets. We're getting tickets here from doing these quests here. Like it says, there are missions to get these quests. We're also getting the jewels for completing the stages. Missions here for clearing the special mode 2. Few jewels in here, and then some more there. So if we collect these, this is what we got from just beating all of the stages once, and from beating that first boss, basically. Few jewels in another 530. There, another 100 here. But I don't think they are skimping too much on jewels from previous events. Other ways to get the tickets then, I suppose we come back in here and we grind out this event every day. Just do these hard quests 3 times. That will drop some more of the tickets for the event gotcha. We'll be getting 3 more of them when part 2 drops. And then we'll be able to get all of those rewards. So if we jump back over here, as you can see here, it's showing us what the rewards are. 4 types of event missions here to get these tickets. The daily missions that we just looked at, normal missions, special missions, title missions. We've all looked at all of those missions just now. Also, I guess we just jump in and we do the hard mode a few times. No fighting the boss again and again and again. Once you've beaten the boss, you get the rewards for the first clear, and that is it. And I think that is all of the information that there is in here. So there is only really one more thing to have a look at in this story mode here. That is here. This is the Astrum data. And it looks like it is just another way to gain a bit of lore about Astrum, read the story, read the information, and we get a few jewels for it as well. There we go, that is the new story event. Not too complicated, I believe. Pretty simple. Rewards are very good, but then it is a 2-parter, so we're going to get double the rewards. We'll see, this format should be continuing, I think, in the future, but we'll wait and see what we get in March. There we go, look out for Lavarista's video in the future. For everyone on this story event, I am Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey, hey.